Good evening, and thanks for joining me here. Ben Raven back at the home base for the first time of the season. Kyle Meinke is boots on the ground in Tampa Bay, but we're back here in our fancy studio, Postgame live, the Detroit Lions. They're 5-1 on the year. Strong, convincing win on the road, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-6. The Bucs, strong defensive team. Got a gamer quarterback in Baker Mayfield and two stud wide receivers and a really good offensive line, but the Lions, no touchdowns allowed. And where's the stat? For the fourth time in franchise history, the Lions have not allowed an opponent to gain 100 rushing yards in any of their first 6 games of the year. That's the first time they've done that since 1932. 1932 is the last time the Lions have started the season with this strong a run defense. And I mean, my goodness, it was on full display today. The Buccaneers just had, they had some chances. Mayfield had some downfield looks, but just the Lions smothered them. I was really impressed with Alex Anzalone's game. Cam Sutton came on strong. Jerry Jacobs almost had another interception. Isaiah Buggs had the tipped pass that led to the Will Harris interception. I'm telling you, Mike Evans, all by himself on that play. So thank goodness Buggs was out there. Another strong game from him. But Mike, we've got quite a bit to talk about because the long-term question is, how's David Montgomery? He was ruled out with this game with a rib injury. The broadcast said those X-rays were negative, so that's at least some good news there. But he did not return to this game. Craig Reynolds, Davina Zigbo finished it off. Reynolds, he only ran 10 times for 15 yards, but without Craig Reynolds, who knows what happens in this game? Because my goodness, what a block he laid on that 3rd and long touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown in the open field. If you listen on the radio or if you're just joining right now, if you have not seen that play, if you have not seen the game, go back and watch that play. Find it. Find that play. Find that block from Craig Reynolds, and you will fully understand why he is one of those unsung fan favorites on this team. And that's a culture play, what he did right there. That was huge. It sprung St. Brown in the open field, and it was a touchdown. That's a tough spot. Jahmyr Gibbs was out of this game. David Montgomery, obviously, like I said, went down with that rib injury, landed real hard. Thought it was the shoulder at first, just the way he was holding his arm at the side. But we'll see how that is. I know Dan Campbell's sat here to talk in a little bit. We'll have more of that at mlive.com/Lions. But, really impressed what the offense did today, specifically Jared Goff, 30 of 44, 353 yards with 2 touchdowns. And he went to the moneymaker, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was just fantastic. Caught 12 passes on 15 targets for 124 yards and 1 touchdown. At one point, St. Brown had 5 of his 11 catches on 3rd down. 4 of those moved the chains, and the other went for the touchdown. What more do you want in a number 1 wide receiver? The Lions got it done without him last week, but I think you saw how important St. Brown was today. Sam Laporta, not his cleanest day. Some of those drops were tough plays, no doubt, but four catches on 11 targets for only 36 yards. The Bucs have Levante David, who remains a very elite linebacker. I think you saw that today. Devin White is a great linebacker, and I think, that's Laporta going against 2 very battle-tested vets right there, and I think you saw what happened. And hey, I didn't even say Jameson Williams. You guys, that drive, well, that was the full Jameson Williams experience right there. My goodness, it was nice of them to work him into the offense. Gets the short look, and then he can't handle. He made the read. He comes back. He's all alone. He can't handle that one, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's another drop or a misplay by JMO, and then boom, right back to him. 45-yard touchdown. Gets wide open on the inseam route to the pylon. Has to readjust and make the play and goes down with it. Tightly contested play. What a catch by Jameson Williams. It was on 3rd and 10 near midfield. Lions were up 10-6. This game was not put away at that point. So that's a big time play and a big time moment for a player who badly needed something like that. But man, that's the offensive headlights. But this is another. Rachaad White doesn't have the big name as some of the other running backs that the Lions have faced and shut down this year, but that's a very good running back. That's an explosive running back. That's a versatile running back. He had 26 yards on 7 attempts. His backup, Keyshawn Vaughn, 9 yards on 6 attempts. What the Lions are doing to opposing teams' running games is just dominant. I think you saw this team's DNA on full display toward down the stretch right there. They burned 7 minutes off the clock. Jack Fox punts it inside the 5-yard line, and their defense just bends, but it doesn't break. It's just, it's really impressive what Aaron Glenn has kind of done with this defense. And it's really impressive what the guys on the field have done too, because just another stifling performance. I know the Bucs aren't an offensive juggernaut, but that was a very, very, very good day at the office. I mean, not allowing a touchdown, completely stifling. I'm trying to find the third down stats in front of me. I think the Lions ended the game with 6 straight stops on third down. I think the Bucs actually might have had 1 down the stretch there, but yeah, the Bucs were 2 of 12 on third down. 2 of 12 on third down. The Lions go 9 of 16 on third down, powered by St. Brown. Laporta had a big catch down the stretch. Khalif Raymond and Josh Reynolds remain vital glue pieces. And if Jameson Williams is going to be able to come in and do stuff like that, with the defense playing like this, you add another element to that creative, that explosive offense like that. And I mean, that's a recipe for success. And I mean, I think this team has proved this is a different Lions team. I mean, this is they're 3-0 on the road. I was wondering if they were going to be able to get it done without me on the road for the first time this season, and they did it. But yeah, they got another tough one up next. It's outside of the NFC, but it's still a big game against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, who won overseas this morning. They beat the Tennessee Titans. I mean, you know about the Ravens. It's a tough test. It's always a tough test. The Lions look to win their first 4 games on the road to open the season. Through their last 16 games, they're 13-3. That's their best streak in franchise history in something like 54 years, I believe. But, man, it's a good feisty defense, good coaching, and you got a quarterback that's playing the absolute best football of his career. I mean, it's scary not to have Gibbs out there. Obviously, it's scary to have Montgomery go down again. Last time it's a thigh bruise. This time it's a rib injury. Those aren't injuries you want to hear bell cow running backs have, but Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, all the coaches just continue to prove their ability to get it done and fill the gaps with creativity. Because without Montgomery down the stretch in this game, what did the Lions do? No, they didn't just give it to Craig Reynolds in his role. They fed St. Brown. It was 4 straight completions to St. Brown on that drive that burnt 6 or 7 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter. And that's a really good command and understanding of your team. And just, I mean, that's what you want to see when guys go down. We'll see what's up on David Montgomery. Obviously, you don't want him, the way he's been running, the way he's been playing, what he's brought to this offense, miss any more time. But I just think this Lions team is deep enough to handle stuff like that. But, yeah, I think trying to think what else do we need to cover here. I'm going to run through some of my notes before I sign off, but the Lions have won 4 straight games by more than 14 points for the first time since 1969. They've scored more than 20 points for a franchise record 15 straight games. So, yeah, there are a lot of records like that. What this team is doing is brand new in franchise history, and it's very real. It's they just keep finding ways to get it done. I mean, they really stifled that Buccaneers team down the stretch there. I mean, Baker Mayfield was running for his life. Tampa's passing attack was, if Mayfield was able to extend a play and their amazing wide receivers, Evans or Godwin, were able to get open. Because, I mean, it's going to be really tough to beat the Lions when Jared Goff is playing like that. And it's going to be really tough to beat this team no matter where it is, who it's against, when that defense is playing like that. I mean, it's a really, really impressive performance. The Bucs aren't world killers. They might not be leading that division 10 weeks from now or 5 weeks from now, but that still is a strong defensive team with a good offensive line and some really impressive playmakers on that offense. And the Lions completely took them away. And, don't look for reasons not to feel good about this one, because that is a solid Bucs team, and the Lions made them look bad. So I'm going to get out of here. I got some press conferences to check in on, but Kyle Meinke, that is, he's boots on the ground. I'm back at home holding things down, but thank you guys for checking me out. And I don't know about these 4:30 starts, man. Oof. But we'll talk to you soon. We're going to record a Dungeon of Doom podcast tonight, so make sure to check that out. Got the insider text service too. Join dungeonofdoom.subtext, and that's about it. Stay up to date. MLive.com/Lions. Ben Raven signing off.